Do you have a lot of playing cards in your stash? Have you got a lot of scraps? If the answer is yes, and you want to make some of these little grungy journaling cards, then I'm going to show you exactly how I did mine. All I've done is scratched up the surface with a nail file. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get all the dust off them. I'm going to wipe them with a baby wipe, and then we're going to paint them with some gesso. So these top row have been gessoed twice, and the bottom ones just the one layer. If you haven't got gesso, I've got a homemade recipe that I've got a video for, and I'll link that and leave a link in the description box as well. So it's really easy. It's just like baby powder, a bit of white glue and some water. That's it. It turns out pretty thick. You can have it as thick as you like. More baby powder and you can turn this into a texture paste as well. So I'll show you how to make that. I have used this dusty rose and some white, and I've just mixed up a tiny bit of paint, which I'm just going to very lightly, I've watered it down as well, so I'm just going to give them a coat. You don't need a lot. Any paint you've got. This is just some cheap acrylic paint from, I think it was Hobbycraft, but probably something I've picked up from the car boot, to be honest, along the way. So we're going to let them dry, and I'll grab out my gelatos because I do like using. I'm going to get the pink and the white. Now mine are iridescent, but you can get all sorts. I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm just going to put a bit of, I'll see how that one goes, because it's, you know, just a plain one. And then I'm going to put this very bright pink on. And then we're going to smudge it about with a baby wipe and see what happens. I might paint the other one if this one doesn't work out very well, because this pink is quite bright. Right, I don't want that pink again, so I think I'm going to go just completely bonkers, and we're going to do a blue one because I love blue. Just smudge it about. Honestly, I thought these gelatos would be like quite an expensive waste of money, but I use them a lot and I love them. They're just so much fun. And they do blend really nicely with your baby wipe. So I'm glad I invested in some. I don't usually buy a lot of supplies like outright. Oh, I love that one. I think I like that one better than this one. Just going to get rid of some of that really bright. So you can just rub some more off. Now that's a bit better. It was a bit bright for my liking. Okay, so we've got some completely different now, and we'll see how they go. So these are the ones that I have, and I just got them from Amazon. I've lasted me for so long. Okay, so painted up, I'm going to show you exactly how I've made these. What we're going to do is show you what I've got to build up my layers. So this is just some sugar paper, and I didn't have enough, so I've just ripped a bit of vintage paper up. I've got some book pages cut to fit on my cards. We've got some hearts that I have fussy torn out of music paper, and I've inked all the edges. I've done some pretty scrapbook paper and done, again, just ripped a heart shape. I drew a vague shape and then ripped it out. And I've got some of my own tea bags. These are just tea bags that I've dried, and they're obviously tea stained, so perfect. So all I'm doing is layering them up, and we're going to do them all in one go. We're going to make this one a bit different. So I'm going to put my vintage paper on there. And as you can see, I just drew a quick line. And then I'm going to cover them up. And all the hearts. And then I'm just layering them up. I think I did a few too many of these, but you know, I might make some more yet. So layer them up. We're going to pop a little bit of this tea bag, actual tea bag, onto all my pieces. Maybe slightly too big. I just want a little bit peeking out. I'll just use that one. And I've still got the sort of seam on it, so we won't probably use that. We're going to put on one of the coloured hearts. I think I'll have this one on there. This one on there. This one. Oh, two little pink ones. And then the music paper on top. It's just a case of layering them all up. Get all your pieces together and layer them up. You don't have to match. I think it looks quite cool. Like that. What we're going to do first is we're just going to hold it all together in the middle. You can glue it if you don't feel confident. And just pop a couple of staples in around the edge. And that is pretty much it. And all I did to finish it off was I got my Tim Holtz small talk. And I just found quite a long quote. And then cut it up. Right. Fall in love with as many things as possible. There we go. The other way I've done them, I don't want to go all the way through the card, so I'm just going to pick up. I don't know why that's just not working for me. Let me just move it down a bit. So what I'm going to do, move my card out the way, grab a piece of foam. I mean, this is just kids' play foam. And my lovely pokey tool from Kathy. And I'm just going to poke a few little double holes around my card, like this. The more random, the better. I think it looks really cool. I'm going to leave that gap. So what I'm going to do is I've got my needle threaded with some embroidery thread. And as you can see, random holes. So I'm just going to go up. She says, just get started. Up and down. And then it will look like they're sewn on, which I think is super cute. I sort of quite like these better than the staples. I think it looks really cool, sewn on like that. And how are we going to look this off? I think I'll just sort of go round there and do a little. Because what I'm going to do is actually glue that down. So I'll trim it off. And we'll get our card back, grab our tacky glue. You can do any type you want. There is beauty in simplicity. Who would have thought? Boring old playing cards and a few scraps and you can make these really cute journaling cards. So I'm going to show some close-ups. And don't forget to join me soon for another bite-sized junk journal idea. Thanks for watching today, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.